Now, I want you to know that these top competitors have each won their amateur class and they're competing for the overall winner. NPC sorts its classes by height, so each of these women won their respective height class, which is why they all look so good. Now let's watch as they perform their first quarter turn. Let's start from the legs and work our way up. Now everyone is doing something just a little bit different. The competitor on the left has her back knee bent slightly. Now, I like this for her because she's tall and lean, and that slight bend gives the illusion of her legs being just a bit larger, which is to her benefit. And the number 2 girl has the same smaller legs issue and could benefit from doing the same. Now keep in mind, this bend is very small and it will not be allowed for you to fully bend your back leg. NPC likes to have conformity in their poses as they feel the judging is more fair this way. So you won't see much variation in the poses. Now our third competitor has a bend in both knees. And I do recommend a very slight bend in the knees to really engage all of the leg muscles, but not so much in the side pose. So she doesn't have much, but you can see how it stands out from everyone else. Let's talk about glutes. Y'all already know what I'm going to say, right? Squeeze them in the side pose. So everyone is flexed except for possibly the third girl. Little hard to tell. She already has nice full glutes, but I'm being super picky here, and she probably could have added a little bit of lift here in that lower butt area. Now the first girl has striated glutes. Wow, this is rarely seen in women. Now, if she was doing physique, it's perfect. But in figure, striations in the glutes are frowned upon. Now that being said, she is very lean and maybe can't help it. And this might be a case of when not to squeeze them or only go halfway. It would really depend on how she looked. Okay, upper body. So first thing, look at the angle of their bodies. Okay, if you took a plumb line and dropped it down the middle of their heads, that one went back a little bit, it would ideally run down to the arch of the foot. So this imaginary line makes you the most symmetrical and aesthetically pleasing in this plane. Now the ladies on the ends are just a bit more forward in their torso from that line. And the side pose is all about the shoulders. So you face that wall to the right. You're standing tall with your chest up, your belly tight. You're keeping your hips facing forward. And then you're going to twist your shoulders toward the judges. If you do it right, your pose is 90% done. The last 10% is a slight bend in the elbows to bring your hands closer to your body. Now the 3 ladies on the right are twisted around enough so that I can A, see their back shoulder and arm, and B, see their lats and their chest. The first woman is missing out on both of these things by not twisting enough. That's missing, and lats are missing. The other main reason that I can't see her lat is that her left arm is covering it right there. So this leads me to hand placement. Okay, the main thing is that you don't want to cover the glutes. So hand either behind or in front of the glutes is acceptable. I think that the fourth competitor has it the best in this shot. She's really able to show off her lats and her delts while showing her rounded glutes without covering them up. So back to the first girl, her hand is just too far forward, which causes her arm to be pulled down and cover the lats. Okay, let's look at the transition to the back pose. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did you guys see that? Okay, I'm going to play this again. I want you to look at the girl all the way to the right side and check out what she's doing with her legs while she's turning. You've heard me say to watch out for doing those mini squats in your transitions, but this is next level. Now this woman looks amazing, but these little distractors, they don't help you. So now let's peek at the back pose. So again, all of these ladies are winners and they look terrific. But my job is a posing coach, and you want to be as refined as possible, especially when you're making the jump from amateur to pro. So let's start on the left. And what a beautiful and balanced back she has. The one thing I do want to show you here is I'm going to run a line, since she's very symmetrical, down through the middle of the body here. Oops, let's redo that one. So the first lady, her upper torso tilts to the left. And this is something that she could compensate for going forward by leaning her upper body to the right until she's in the middle. Now, video feedback is amazing for this. Also for her, her palms should be facing her body, not the audience. Second lady, there is no need to have your arms so far away from your body. So she is trying to compensate for having a hard time flaring her lats. And trust me, that is not the solution. Also, her right shoulder rides higher than her left. So she would need to fix one side, and that would depend on what works best for her body. An opposing coach would be able to guide her in that regard. Okay, so third competitor, best legs and glute combo up there. Back and shoulders are good, but again, those arms are out way too far. The left delts are being compromised, as you can see when you compare both sides. Okay, on to the fourth competitor. Here's where the arms should be, ladies, resting on your lats. Now, I know that we all don't have lats that size, but this is a great representation of how the spacing should be. I would have both palms facing her body and a slight bend in her elbows to draw her hands a little bit closer to her body to accentuate those lats. And based on her hairline, it looks like she's looking down. So keeping your head up in neutral can often make a slight improvement to your shoulders and your upper back. Now, one other detail is the top tie in the posing suit. If you can get a connector there instead of a tie, it looks much cleaner. So that tied knot is distracting and it looks less professional, especially if it's hanging down your back, than if it's a solid connector piece like this.